At the time of the wedding, of the actual ceremony, it says that the Shekhinah is the divine presence, rests on the face of the bride, and at this time it's modest that her face should be covered. We as Jews always have to remember the destruction of the Holy Temple. We're supposed to have the temple rebuilt, and we're supposed to be all living together in the Holy Land. And the crushing of the glass here symbolizes the destruction of the temple.
Marriages are made by an intermediary. And I would say that in 90% of the cases, they are very, very successful marriages.
We're sitting now in the residence hall of Machon Chana, which is a school designed especially for girls who haven't had previously a large Jewish education, who now want to learn exactly what Judaism means to them, how it applies to them, and it's a place where a good question will get a good answer. One summer, I decided to go to Beis Chana, which is a women's institute in St. Paul, Minnesota, and then I made a commitment to be religious at that point. That was a year ago. And since then, I've continued learning, and I reached a stage where I felt that I had to learn full-time and really make up for all the years that I've missed.
And I was very anxious to meet other people like me. And we come from all over the world here. There are people from Israel and South Africa and France, and of course Americans.
I wanted to see what the Hasidim lived like, and then I got caught up in it.
What we have to do as women is to learn about Yiddishkeit, to know what's going on in Torah, because women have a part and a role in Yiddishkeit, in Judaism.
The name of the group is Yechida, which means a oneness or a unity. We play our music to express our love for God, and with the hope that it hits a responsive chord in other people.
We have the craziest, wildest looking human beings. If you want to call them a human being, come to us. With big dogs, hounds, and with long hair, and with wild, bleary eyes. I mean, you got to understand, he pops in over and he's looking, we know, what are you looking for, mister? He says, you heard about the place. You'd like to talk to somebody about something. This is exactly what it happened. Today, this is a fellow with a beautiful kempt beard, and he dresses with his Hassidic garb, and this is a fellow who davens, and he has a beautiful family. It's impossible to believe that 5 years ago, he looked like a wild Indian.
I remember when I was a little kid, about 7 or 8 years old, I had a place in my backyard. It was a rock and a tree out there. And as a little child, I would go there and have what I couldn't describe to you, but some kind of experience. And all the rest of my life, though I didn't have words to talk about that, I felt cheated somehow when life didn't offer me that experience again. However, when I was in my mid-20s, I had the fortunate, I think, luck, in Hasidus we don't call it luck, we call it divine providence, to come on to the right combination of events. All of a sudden something clicked. All of us, and us who are religious also, have to realize that to the extent that we don't come on to Hashem, to God, we deny reality. And to the extent that we deny reality, we prevent the revelation of Messiah.
I was not religious. I was by nature artistic. I myself had to question whether or not artwork could really coincide with Hasidic lifestyle. When Zipporah and I first came here, I think I can speak for the both of us, we noticed something here which we hadn't seen any place else in our entire life experience, and it was Jewish people really enjoying being Jewish and having a very, very...
Dropped your level?
You dropped your level? Having a very stable family lifestyle and really enjoying it.
I guess you could say that Judaism is sexist if you don't believe that men and women are different. Judaism says that men and women have different roles, not necessarily that one is higher or better than the other, but that every person has a specific purpose in serving God. A woman's main purpose, not her exclusive purpose, is to make her home a dwelling place for God, to help all her family members serve God in the best way possible, to educate her children intellectually, spiritually, emotionally, etc.
I find that when I come home and Zipporah's here and with the children, and the home is beautiful and has spirit about it, therefore I feel I appreciate my wife for, and she appreciates me for what we do.
The one thing that turned on the returnee, the big turning point in his life, was when he spent a Shabbos in a true religious home. I don't know what it is. There seems to be a secret ingredient, and I don't know the answer. I don't know how you interpret this in language. But there is a secret ingredient when a fellow walks into a house and he sees the Shabbos candles burning, and he sees the tablecloth and the challis and the wine and the ceremonial, and he sees the whole atmosphere of how the family looks. Everybody dressed so beautiful. This was